Hey guys, it's People Baby, and I'm back. Today, I'm gonna do my daily check for Mr. Sinister Shards. Do we have Mr. Sinister Shards in the store? That's the daily question. Oh, yes! 2 more and I finally unlock them. But that's not really what we're talking about today. Today I want to talk about Emma Frost. She's going to be coming soon to this game, next patch, with Beast. And I want to talk about what team I think she's going to go on. So there's 3 possible ways they could go with Emma Frost. And we know in this game they're not too concerned about lore. I think they like to keep it close-ish to lore. As close as they can within also fulfilling the needs of the game. So, you know, like the Marauders are a bit of a stretch, but they do kind of work as Marauders. They're kind of Marauders. A lot of them would struggle to find a team that they've been on in the Marvel Universe, so they sort of Marauder characters. So that's an example of them sort of stretching the lore. We'll come back to Marauders because that's kind of important. But I think first off, she would be Hellfire Club. I hope she gets a Hellfire Club tag. And then I don't think any other characters in this game would have it right now. But I'd like that to be something that they build into eventually, because there are a lot of characters that have that tag, and she could eventually be on a Hellfire Club team. That's sort of her big group in the Marvel Universe. But let's take a look at X-Men characters, because she is also an X-Men sometimes. So let's see who falls in here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters. And then 7, 8 once they add Beast and Emma Frost. So we can't do 2 X-Men team yet. Because we don't have enough characters, and plus I think eventually I talk about this in a video that might premiere tomorrow, but I think X-Men will probably get split into a blue and gold at some point. You know, I think X-Men, there'll probably be a couple of different teams. You know, we'll probably at some point somewhere down the line we'll have like 15 or 20 X-Men, and there's just all these different teams you can build with the X-Men, and they'll be really cool. So I think they're going to do that eventually, but I don't think Emma Frost, you know, when I envision them expanding out the X-Men to have multiple teams, it's probably going to be characters like Rogue, Gambit, Nightcrawler, Iceman, the really core, like Angel, really core X-Men. I don't envision them leading that charge with Emma Frost. So that leaves, of course, she could be on no team, but like, when's the last time we've gotten a character in this game that does not have a team that they somewhat fit on? You know, I mean, really everyone has a team. I can't think of the last character that did not have a team that they go on immediately. But if we go over to Marauders, very interesting. I think Emma Frost joining that team would do them a lot of good. First off, I just think she would fill out the team very well. I think it's sort of they don't really have anyone on the team like you know, in terms of making the team cool. There's really nobody on the team that has like mental powers. She'd fill out the team very well in a visual standpoint, in terms of her being different from the other characters. And she's also, from what I've read online, she's like sort of a Marauder, but it's like a different Marauders team. They have like there's like a more villain one, and then there's like nowadays it's like a more hero-oriented one, and I think she's on the more hero-oriented one or something like that, but obviously this is a more villain-oriented Marauders, but Emma Frost usually does walk the line between villain hero, so I could see her be on the Marauders team, and I don't think that would be like a destruction of the lore in Marvel. Plus they need a 5th member. There's really I talked about the Marauders many videos ago, and like there's no real popular Marauders. You know, the Marauders team as a whole is a bit of a stretch for these characters, so you know, like there's like, it's just there are no big ones to add as a 5th member. You know, at least not without taking away from something infinitely more important, like Gambit. Some people want him to be a Marauder. Like, you're taking him away from the X-Men team then. He's a pretty core X-Men character. Quicksilver, he was a Marauder at one point. You know, he's not really, he should be on his own little team right there. He's not really known for being a Marauder. You'd be taking him away from a more important team. Emma Frost, if say we don't have Hellfire Club, I don't think the X-Men, I don't think she really has any team she's super associated with, so I think they could put her in the Marauders instead of the X-Men. You know, again, she walks the line between good and bad a lot of the time, so I think both Marauders or X-Men would be, you know, like, I guess, you know, like that's sort of her team. If you want to know what I think next patch, Emma Frost is going to be a Marauder, and then, you know, many years down the line when we run out of characters, they'll do a Hellfire Club patch. Emma Frost will go on that team, and they'll add a new Marauder to take her spot on the Marauders team. But until then, I think she'd fill out this team very well. Plus, Emma Frost is an incredibly strong character. I'm calling it right now, Emma Frost will be meta in this game. Emma Frost is always, throughout I mean, she's just an incredibly strong character and everything. Her power set's very impressive, similar to Phoenix really in terms of like just next level skills. And the Marauders team could use a bit of a boost. They're not bad. They're a little too wonky, I think, to be reliable. You know, Mystique, she doesn't really hit that hard. She has a lot of, you know, hey, I'm going to trick an enemy to hit one of their teammates. Or, you know, Mr. Sinister, he's really strong, but he's kind of gimmicky. You know, he's more like, he's like, I'm going to clone somebody, and that's his big thing. And it's very strong, but it's a little gimmicky. Sabretooth's really the only consistent DPS of the team. And when Sabretooth's your consistent DPS, it's a little sad. And then Strife, he's fine. He just exists. Like he can taunt, which is nice. He generates some ability energy, ability block. You know, he's fine. You know, a lot of taunts. I don't know. He's a fine character, but Strife doesn't exactly impress. You know, right now the Marauders are sort of in this spot where they're mediocre. I think with Emma Frost, this would skyrocket them up to be an A or S tier team. Only bummer is they're a war defense team, so I'll be like, oh my, another top tier war defense team. But that's where I think Emma Frost is going to go on the Marauders, because no Hellfire Club in the game, and I don't consider her enough of an X-Men, but I hope she does have the X-Men tag still, because I always want more tags on characters if there can be more tags on a character. But that being said, let me know what team you think Emma Frost is going to go on. I think the common consensus is Marauders, but you know, what do I really know? Because I am only an 18-year-old. I hope everyone's going to have a happy and healthy day, and I will see you guys in the next video. And before I go, I want you to know, On Strike episode premiering tomorrow night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's at 9:30 because I work from 4 to 9 tomorrow at Little Caesars. So I wanted to be there for the premiere, and I like to premiere later in the day because if I premiere during the day, people are busy. So anyways, that's gonna be tomorrow night. There's gonna be no normal video coming out tomorrow, but there will be an On Strike premiering. So hope to see you guys there. Sign off, everyone.